All right, looks like everybody's about wrapping up. We're going to switch gears now, the second half of the unit, and talk about something called scientific notation. Okay, maybe you have seen it in your science classes. It's going to expand on where we are at for writing numbers. There are rules for writing in scientific notation. Certain numbers cannot be bigger than a certain number, but it is a shortcut for writing really big or really small numbers. So the first question here is more of a review. This is just exponents, and we've talked about that. If we match it, okay, so we'll just, put A, B, C, D, E, F, and we're going to match it with its value and its word. 10 to the negative 3, we've talked about negative exponents. Which value represents 10 to the negative 3? Remember, negative does not mean your answer is negative. It means it goes to the denominator. So which one has 10 to the third in the denominator? You can just number those, tell me which one going down has 10 to the third in the denominator. Last one, right? 1 over 1,000. That's this guy. And then how do I say that? How do I say this number as a word? Okay, well, it's 1,000th, right? 1,000th. And if you divide something by 1,000, which one of these values is divided by 1,000?
The 1,000.
No. Think of a meter stick divided into 1,000.
70.
No, that's 100. Milli. Like millimeter, right? 1,000. Milli means 1,000. Okay. 10 to the 6, a 1 with 6 zeros behind it. Again, matching with its value. Go ahead, Ian. 1 million. And I guess then you answered this part as well. Million. A number with 9 zeros behind it. That's, of course, this one. What number is that? Billion or trillion?
Trillion.
That is billion. Might as well take out the trillion then as well. That's 10 to the 12th.
What's centi?
What is centi? 1/100th. Centi. Cent means 100. 100 cents in a dollar. 100 years in a century. 100 centimeters in a meter. And that leaves 1,000 left. That's the last guy here for matching. Okay, next page. We're going to get to a question like this here later on, so we can just skip by that one for now. When we get into partners here for question 3, we'll talk about some of those things. Question number 2, directions. Lucas, would you read that, please?
Match each expression to one or more diagrams that could represent it. For each match, explain what the value of a single small square would have to be.
All right, so let's just I'm not so concerned about the matching part. Let's just talk about what number this is. Okay, 10 to the negative 1, okay, remember means 1/10. So 2 times a tenth. 4 times negative 2, negative 2, remember, means 100th. Okay, and we're going to talk about rules for adding and subtracting here as we go, just what those numbers mean. So I'll do one more here for you. 2 times, again, you have 10 to the negative 1. That means 1/10. So I would like you to just continue to just write what these numbers mean. So there's 5 more there for you. Don't have to worry about adding them at this point. Just being able to write them is important. Remember, negative means you're going to have a fraction. If it's not negative, it will not be a fraction. All right, if you'd like to check yours there. Again, that's what all I was looking for to start. Knowing what those numbers, those exponents mean. All right, we're gonna skip 3 for now. Don't write skip by it. We are gonna come back. I just want to talk about this "Are you ready?" before we get into groups. Maybe you've heard of this really big number. It's called Google, not like Safari Google. Okay, a really big number, 1 followed by 100 zeros. So if you square that, how many zeros will our answer have?
Like
Okay, so it's a 1
400 maybe?
with 100 zeros, and it says if I
100.
square that, how many will I have?
100 times 100.
Okay, so it is 10 to the 100th zero. So 100 zeros here. And if you square that, what do I do with these two numbers? Multiply them. So how many zeros will I have?
A lot. 4.
Well, it'd be 100 to the 200th power, or 10 to the 200th power. So this is a 1 with 200 zeros, so your answer would be 200.
A lot of zeros.
If you raise a Google to the Google power, this one you haven't seen yet. So if I take the Google and raise it to a Google, you haven't seen how to solve that yet, but it's actually going to reduce to this power, and that's going to be a really big number, something a calculator, maybe even Desmos won't be able to handle. But point of that one is being able to recognize the first one we should know.
Yeah, we got new seats today, Burger.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to number 3.
No,
Need a partner.
they're behind you.
For number 3. Need a partner for number 3. You need a partner now. Do not let your partner see. Then I'll give you directions. You can see yours.
The population of Russia.
Yeah, but all right, so here's what's going to happen. The person on the right, I tried to give the same card. You should have one that says, you are partner A. See that? Okay. Partner B, you're going to see what this says. So if I am partner A, I'm going to read, around the world about blank pencils are made each year. Okay? So if I'm partner B, I'm going to say what number that is. The number is on your card, partner B. It tells you how many pencils are made. So if you're looking, it should say 14 trillion. Now partner A needs to write that down. Okay? So around the world about, and then I'm going to say 14 trillion. 14 trillion. Okay, then I need to write that number as, not words, like write it out. Okay, it might be too big or too small that you don't know what the number is. You're going to have to count how many zeros there are for them then if you can't pronounce it. Okay? So partner A is going to do all the reading, partner B is going to say the number. Then you're going to switch on the back. Partner B will do the reading, partner A will have to say the number that's on their card. Okay? Go ahead.
I think you got those mixed up.
Partner A will read the statement. Your number is on your card. You're going to have to tell her what correct. On the second card. You swap the second then. The second set of questions on the next page. The mass of a proton is blank kilograms. So whoever has that number in the same as the other person. 167 with 16 zeros in front.
You have A.
That's what I come with, maybe that's 167 with 16 zeros in front.
Wait, this ain't no 16.
26.
My first part.
Where are you? So he's supposed to be reading the question? Yes. Find your book, it's all a lot of this, right? Got it? Which one are you trying to figure out? 10 million. 10. 100.
Like, that's many zeros are there.
Thousands. 10,000s. 100,000s. Millions. That's where you need to end. How we doing? Good. I'll give you another 2 minutes. Should be 8 blanks, 4 of each of you to fill out.
This was partner B's statement. Lightweight.
Oh my god.
I would say 48 with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 zeros in front of it. Got them both done? 1 minute, 1 minute remaining.
faster than the speed of light.
Lucas.
My dad Yeah, Lucas, those are yours. Borrowed them. Wait, no, before this, yeah.
All right. So the point is, these can get really annoying when they're really big or really small, right? There is a special way to write them, but until then, it's hard to describe. That's the point. Okay, so the first one should have been 300 million. So you should write out what 300 million looks like. Was that 300 million? What was it? Oh, it's 14. That's wrong then. 14 what? Trillion. 9 zeros. Okay, again, there's a shorthand way of writing that. Probably don't write in green, probably easier to see. Next page. Right, a proton is not very large. Weight is super small. So it's 167. How many zeros was in front?
Only like 16.
26 zeros? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Right? That's annoying to write. That's the point. There's going to be a shorthand way of writing that here shortly. Now I'm going to make you appreciate scientific notation. Population of Russia, 144 million. Yeah, that's not too bad. Diameter of bacteria cell, 2 10 millionths. Okay, I went as far as millionth here on the board. Remember decimal points, 10th, 100th, 1000th, 10,000th, 100,000ths, millions. Next one would be 10 million, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 decimal points. So 6 zeros in front of the 2. Partner B, switching gears now. Light waves travel through space. That one should have been 300 million meters per second. So 300 million. Population of India, 1.3 billion. Wavelength of a gamma ray, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 zeros. 48. Last one, 10 thousandths. So that is, needs to be in the 4th spot. 5 10 thousandths. Okay, again, there's going to be a shorthand way of writing that and rules here to follow. And you will appreciate them after trying to describe those numbers, hopefully. That was supposed to be a challenging little project for you. All right, your assignment then is 1 through 6. Draw an arrow on the bottom of 71 so you don't forget number 6 on the next page. I would like to talk about a couple of them. First one being number 2. Let's take a look at that one. Okay, it says write each expression as a power of 10. Okay, so pick anywhere you want and put the decimal. So for letter A, I'm going to put it right behind the 4. A little hint, put it behind the first number that's not a 0. Will make it easier for you. So I'm going to put a decimal right there. So I have 4.23. I could put the zeros on there, not required. And I'm going to say times 10 to the, and then how many spots did I move the decimal? I moved it 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to write it like that. Let's do one more. Again, I'm going to put the decimal right after the first number that's not a zero. I would jot these down. These are the answers for you. 2 times 10 to the, again, how many spots did I move it? 1, 2, 3.
Pretty easy.
Pretty easy. You're going to do the same thing for number 3, except they're in words. You have to write them out as well. 4 you can handle, I think. 5, let's do one of those together. Just a review from previous unit. The first 2 do come out to be a nice whole number. C comes out to be a fraction, so let's do C together. 5 times B, please. 5 times -2, please. Thank you. All right, the opposite of a -10. Add 10. 31 plus 10 is 41. One last step. What is the opposite of times 5? Divide by 5. So 41 divided by 5 is your answer. You could do a decimal. You could do a whole number. That'd be 8 1/5. 8.2. Either one is fine. Still got to do those other two. And then again, draw an arrow so you don't forget number 6 with the graph tomorrow. All right, that's it. Number 9 for lesson 9 for tomorrow. If one of your partners would gather up those cards and bring them up to me, I'd be much appreciated.